I'm going to take you through our whole airport journey and through our journey through Disney World so that you can see what it's like to travel with mobility issues. I currently have a hip injury, so I use the wheelchair assistance and things like that. So I hope this is helpful to some people. I haven't found videos talking about this in a while, and I really want to take you through this so you could really experience it with me. So let's get into that. The first tip I do want to tell you though is make sure on your ticket for the airline you put that you would like wheelchair assistance. That is really helpful to have. You don't need it to use a wheelchair, but you do need it to board early.
We made it onto the shuttle. Just make sure when you get dropped off at the airport, you get dropped off at the right terminal, at the right wheelchair area for the correct airline. If it's not the correct airline or not the correct terminal, you're gonna have to get there all on your own. They're not gonna give you a wheelchair from one airline to get you to the other area. So make sure you're in the right spot so you can just get in that wheelchair right away. Okay, we made it over to the terminal. Exactly what I said just happened. They dropped us off at Terminal 2. We had to walk over to Terminal 3. Not that hard if you're able-bodied. I was not happy. It was not fun. But we made it over here. Delta's the first airline that doesn't just have wheelchairs sitting right out here. They're about to come bring me one, so we're gonna get into that. We are in the chair. This is what it looks like. It's one of those chairs that you cannot push on your own. You need somebody to push it for you. With most airlines, they ask if we need assistance, and they usually let James just kind of wheel me around the airport. But it looks like Delta, you do need to have somebody help you because there's about like 6 of us sitting here in wheelchairs. They just wheeled us into the corner to sit and wait. And I guess we're waiting for somebody to take us through. Sometimes that's a little bit of a perk. I don't really think it gets you through anything faster, but oh, my cane just fell. Sometimes it's a little bit of a perk to have somebody take you through the airport. I don't really think it makes a difference when it comes to TSA or timing or anything like that. So I would probably prefer for James to just push me, but we're doing what they say we gotta do because we follow the rules. Oh my gosh, y'all, this has been a crazy experience so far. It has just been the wildest experience with the accessibility assistance, but I totally understand that at LAX compared to the other places I've used that, which is like Las Vegas, Michigan, Kansas. Of course, that's going to be a little easier, but our assistant wasn't the nicest. Anytime I tried filming, he was like, no, don't do that. So I didn't film too much, but we got to go on a golf cart, which I've never done before. Actually getting through security, this has probably been my toughest time. Usually they give me a cane to get through the x-ray. This time they wanted me to go through the whole machine where you put your hands up, and they took away my cane and I can't walk without it, and so somebody had to give me their arm to lean onto, which is not the same. So don't let that deter you. This is the only time I've had an experience that's somewhat negative. I have a little bit of feedback for LAX, but we're here, we're at the gate, we're gonna get on the plane. We have early boarding as well. That's why I said to make sure to mark your ticket and say that you do need accessibility assistance. Also, one more thing I just want to add, they did not ask me this time if I needed to go to the bathroom or make any stops on my way over to the gate. They have always asked me, other airlines, other airports have always asked me if I need to make a stop. So make sure you mention if you want a bathroom stop or something like that, because I'm looking around at my gate right now and I don't have one within a distance that I can physically get to. You can ask somebody right at the gate up here if you need a wheelchair, but you know, you might be waiting for a while. So just keep that in mind. Also, I like to give the assistants a couple of dollars at the end. I think it's kind of like normal to tip them at the end. So just keep that in mind as well. Totally up to you what you want to do, but I think that is customary.
Thank
you so much. They just hooked us up. We had an aisle and a window seat, and they just put a seat in the middle of us. They've never done that before. Thank you, Delta. If you need a wheelchair for this part, they will let you have the wheelchair through this. There's even a seat that you can use to get to your seat on most airlines. My favorite part of the accessibility assistance is that we get to get on the plane before everybody else. And the flight attendants, no matter what airline, are always so nice to us, so patient with us. They even let me go to the bathroom one time before everybody got on the plane. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's very inconvenient for them, but it was an emergency. Honestly, such a nice perk. I highly recommend using this. Even if you're like a little slower just to get on the plane and stuff, you don't have to explain why you're using the accessibility assistance, but don't use it if you don't need it. Please do not be that person. I am not promoting that.
Continue with your seatbelts securely fastened until the aircraft is parked to the gate and the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign.
As soon as we got off the plane, they meet you with your wheelchair. They just check your boarding pass, and they're taking us all the way over to Uber pickup. We have a great guide this time. So exciting. They took me all the way out to the pickup area. They also did a little bathroom break with us, and they'll take you to pick up your bags as well at baggage claim. That's all kind of included when you get the wheelchair. So that is really, really nice. And they said I can stay in the chair until the car gets here, and then they kind of come out sporadically and pick them up. So gave them a couple dollars, and that was a good service coming back. Way better than the way there.
And the scooter has arrived. They had it delivered to our hotel, so as soon as we checked in, we just told them our name at valet, not at check-in. At valet, we told them our name, and they brought this out to us. I will say, I don't recommend a scooter at this hotel. We're staying at the Wyndham Garden Lake Buena Vista Disney Springs, whole mouthful, and the elevators are so tiny, and this thing is crazy. I've driven the scooters around the grocery store and stuff, but this thing is quick and it doesn't mess around. So be careful. You can always lower the speed. I'll show you what it looks like. So this is how you control the speed right here. So you can always turn this down. Mine was up like this, and that's why it was going crazy. Then you've got your key, which you always take with you whenever you're not with the scooter, your little horn. Oh, there she is. And then this tells you when it's dying. I don't know how to know when it's charging, because right now it theoretically should be charging and it's not showing me anything, but when you turn it on, it shows you the battery level right here. So that should be enough for you to understand. And that's pretty much it. This is go, this is back up, and that's that. Here's what she looks like from the outside. This is just a standard scooter from Scooterbug. You've got your tray for anything in here, and then it looks like in the back there's a pocket as well. We are in the scooter. I've got my passport here, so we are all ready to go. Scooter cam. Day one scooter update. Wow, what a great tool to have. I love this thing. Started out yesterday being kind of afraid to drive it. Today, so confident with it. It is 8:47. We left at 11 a.m. So it's been about 10 hours and we still have full charge, completely full charge. So I love that. I was thinking I was gonna have to charge it a bunch. 10 hours, still full charge. We've been riding it all over the place. I've been riding it all over the place. So far, so good. People are oblivious when they're walking, but that's kind of a given. We're all tourists here. So you have to be a little bit more on alert, but it's really, really not scary like I thought it was. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already impatient. I don't have road rage usually when I'm driving, but man, you get stuck behind some slow people, there's no way around. I'm gonna just have to take today slow. Enjoy the slow. Take my time. I love the scooter. It is so much fun. Oh, also getting on buses, a little wild. I'll try to film that a little bit more tomorrow, a little bit better so you can see it. Tomorrow we're doing Animal Kingdom, and I think that's gonna be really nice with the scooter because of all their walking paths and stuff. So I'll give you another update tomorrow night. Good morning. We took the buses to the park every day, and it's like the second most efficient way around Disney World aside from the Skyliner gondolas, but we didn't take those, so I'm telling you about this. The bus drivers are always super nice, and they'll literally drive it onto the bus for you and then they'll strap you in, but keep in mind that there's only enough room for 2 to 3 scooters max on each bus, so you might not be able to get on the first bus and you'll have to wait for another one. This morning we came in time for early theme park entry, but we couldn't fit on the first bus, so we didn't end up getting to the parks until half an hour after rope drop. So that kind of sucked, but we understand and are obviously like super grateful just to be here. So scooter update. I have not taken the scooter on any rides until just now. We went on the safari, and with that ride, with every ride, you can go into the app, and then when you click on the ride, you can go under accessibility, and it will tell you if you have to get out of the scooter and transfer to a wheelchair or something like that. On the safari, they had me get out of the chair and park it. They ask you if you want to keep the chair or not. I said I'm okay to get out of it, so I used my cane to get on the ride. What they didn't tell me is I would have to walk back to my scooter at the end of the ride. So just keep that in mind with these rides. If you are not comfortable without your scooter, just ask questions. Ask them, hey, is it easily accessible at the end? Ask them to stay in the scooter as long as possible. It seems like they're really accommodating with that, but they just didn't tell
tell me I was gonna have to walk all the way back to it from the end of the ride. So that was a little bit of a not great surprise. We just came into the Lion King show and they have you ride your scooter in and you end up being right front seat in your scooter. So the show is right here. Obviously they have you turn it off. I was like, imagine if I just went out there in the middle of the show. That'd be so dangerous. Don't do that.
1, 2, 3.
So I don't know if you noticed, but the ground here is extra bumpy because, you know, Animal Kingdom, it makes sense. So some of this footage might be a little interesting for you. This queue is so much fun. It's definitely my favorite queue, I think, in all of Disney. I will say though, if you're watching this as somebody who might also need a scooter, this queue is so hard to drive through. It is tight corner after tight corner after tight corner. I barely hit anything. I felt like an absolute pro getting through this. But if you are somebody who gets kind of stressed out driving in a little bit tougher situations, this is maybe not the queue for you to go through. Just saying. Insane.
No.
Welcome aboard the Wildlife Express, with service to Rafiki's Planet Lodge.
Just an FYI, if you do come across any cast members that make your day extra magical, you can leave a cast member compliment in the app. Unfortunately, it doesn't let you get super detailed, but Lori and a bunch of other cast members really made us feel special, and it can mean even more when you're hurting, because honestly, I was hurting through everything we did, so I really, really appreciate the effort the cast puts in. We are back in our room.
It started literally dumping rain.
It did, and when you have a scooter, you have to get out of the rain, and with the camera, you guys can't be in the rain, so we took cover for quite a while. We unfortunately had to leave after that rain, because once again, the scooter can't be in the rain, and it was just gonna keep dumping. So we had to get out of there, and now we're here.
We are at Magic Kingdom today. I just went in the entrance and this is where they have the rentals for wheelchairs and for scooters. They say that they do run out. I see a ton behind me right there, but I have really preferred going through Scooterbug and having it sent to my hotel. Then you don't have to worry about getting into the parks or anything like that before you get your scooter. So I don't think I'd recommend getting them here. I'd say go through Scooterbug or somewhere that does delivery to your hotel. It's way better, way nicer to get all the way back to the hotel with it instead of needing to leave it here every day. If you pick it up at one park, you have to drop it off at the same park, even if you're park hopping. So when you leave Magic Kingdom, you leave the scooter here and you can pick up another one wherever you're going, if that makes sense. I'll let you know, if you're going down Main Street towards the castle, it's a lot of swerving around people. Maybe even honk that horn if you feel comfortable. But it's a lot to get through here. It's an extra hot day at Disney. So keep in mind, at least with my scooter, the seat is leather. So if I park it outside, I just have to make sure before I sit on it that it's not gonna hurt me. Keep that in mind. Now we're gonna go over to Tron to hop on the light cycle spin, I don't know what it's called, but they do have an accessible seat on the back. I'm hoping that I won't have to use it just because I think with my hip I should be able to do the regular seats. But all of these rides, practically all of these rides, have some accommodation for us, so don't hesitate to ask. I showed you in the app where you can look at all of the accessibility things so you can see if that's a good option for you. So make sure you double check that stuff because it's really helpful before you get there and you get your hopes up and then they tell you, surprise, you're not going to be able to go on this ride. We are coming prepared and ready to go for our Disney trip so we don't have any of those problems. Thank you. That's all I filmed at the parks, but this is just a quick PSA that the scooter is not stopping you from serving your best Disney looks. People still commented on my Disney shirts, and one day I even got a compliment that the scooter accessorized my outfit perfectly. And that's the information that I have for you on the scooters and all of the accessibility when you're traveling to Disney. I hope that this was really helpful. I know that I was really looking for a guide like this, so I hope that this can be that for you. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, let me know about your experience, ask me any questions you have. I would love to help you out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!